Coming up on Sports Extra, the UNC women's lacrosse team keeps their perfect run alive. Former Tar Heel and NBA big man Tyler Zeller looks back on his journey from Chapel Hill to the pros. And our analysts break down the season with their team report cards. We're live from the Curtis Media Center, and Sports Extra starts right now.
From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Good morning and happy LDOC. Ashley, I can't believe this is the final show of the semester.
I know, Julia. I feel like we were just talking about the beginning of basketball season, and now here we are. But you know what comes after LDOC? Finals. And today we have some final grades to pass out for UNC athletics.
But before we get into that, we have some exciting news to cover today, especially regarding lacrosse. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Julia Thompson.
And I'm Ashley Humphrey. Let's get right into it. After 10-goal wins in the quarter and the semifinals, the women's lacrosse team faced a much bigger challenge in the championship match, national number 2 Boston College. The championship against BC started as a slugfest, with each team notching 5 goals. But the rampage slowed in the second. While Ashley Humphrey was face-guarded, the Tar Heels' depth was on full display. Marissa White found the back of the net, and Kate Levy beat her defender to find Caroline Gadine, who rolled the crease to stop a BC run and turn the momentum back to the Heels. The attack worked the ball around to find Addison Patillo, who leveled the scoring with a pump fake goal, and Eliza Osborne outran the BC defense to run the clock out. Tournament MVP Chloe Humphrey danced around the cage and delivered the dagger, a shovel shot with 4 seconds left. The Heels brought home the crown in the Queen City, winning 14-12. Their 8th ACC championship and locking up the number 1 seed heading into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. I had one in the beginning that I had a few fakes on, but I didn't really know if I wanted to shoot it or not. But everyone was saying go to goal, and they said if you're in trouble, shoot it. So I took that and ran. I was like, you know what, like I don't want to turn it over, so might as well get in the goal.
And then on the backside, I think the touches on the defensive end are really good. Dolce had 14 saves today. I thought she was a big difference in the game. The game was tight, and I was like, wow, we're getting like really good looks, and Dolce's making saves all over the place, which, by the way, she always does. So we just told our shooters, like, keep shooting.
Let's head over to Ground Balls with Gray to recap the exciting championship win and reveal their season report card. Sophia?
Thanks, guys. Coach Levy kept it simple when describing her hopes for this season. One word: redemption. Last year, UNC finished 10-7. This year, they won the regular season and ACC tournament titles, remaining the only undefeated team in the country. In a battle yesterday, UNC took down Boston College for the 2nd time, and it was moments like this that helped UNC clutch the victory. BC just turned the ball over. Caroline Gadine has it at X. She's not going to force it. She's going to curl around the crease and pass to Chloe. Now, Chloe's been face-guarded a good chunk of the game, but regardless, she doesn't play selfish. She's going to find her teammate, Addison Patillo, who has a much better angle. It's that freshman-to-freshman connection. Addison's going to pump fake and give Carolina the edge they need to bring home the trophy. And speaking of freshmen, they stepped up big time, scoring 8 of the 14 goals, proving exactly why they're the nation's top recruiting class. Let's rewind to Kate Levy's coast-to-coast goal. We're going to see her here approach the double team. She's going to have a nice clean check, scoop up the ground ball. We're going to fast forward a little bit, but she really displays her speed here. And she's going to have a goal in between the legs of arguably the best goalie in the country. Kate knows exactly the expectations of this program more than anyone, and she delivered big time. From the leadership of Coach Levy to the standout performances from the freshmen, this team has exceeded every expectation. I can't help but give them an A+. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sophia. And Ashley, one of Sports Extra's very own is one of those ACC champions.
That's right. Draw specialist and Sports Extra reporter Adair Martin is a beast at lacrosse, but that's just her side gig. She knows how to hit the slopes.
Sports Extra reporter Riley Schock shares how Martin plans to continue her love for skiing after playing collegiate lacrosse.
Adair Martin got into skiing when she was in 8th grade. Seeing a woman skiing while on a family trip to Austria was all it took for Martin to realize her passion for wanting to race. She would fly to Philly most weekends to train and was eventually recruited to a ski academy in New Hampshire for high school.
So I did half the year in New Hampshire and the other half in Maryland so I could play lacrosse. Was living up in New Hampshire, pretty much doing school all by myself. It was COVID. It was like COVID, just online school, and my work was being sent to me. And then I came back in February and played lacrosse. And then in the summer, I did like 3 weeks of club lacrosse, and then I would fly out to wherever we were training.
A rough crash and a concussion would set Martin on the track of having lacrosse take her to college rather than training to go pro.
I got really scared from that point, so my performance wasn't as good. I wasn't performing in races like I used to, and wasn't performing in my downhills as fast as I was, and wasn't getting up there.
Martin continued to do big mountain skiing in the winters and summers throughout college. Now, about to finish being a collegiate athlete, she wants to get back on the slopes. The passions collegiate athletes have off the field or court can be hidden by their jersey numbers. I'm Riley Schalk reporting.
We hope the recent ACC champion can secure the NCAA championship before she gets back to the slopes.
UNC men's lacrosse was hoping to tame Syracuse on Saturday and punch their ticket to the ACC tournament semifinals. Dominic Petramala exploded for 6 goals, torching number 10 Syracuse like this quick one inside the crease. Star Owen Duffy dropped 4 dimes to fuel the offense like this phenomenal pass to Caden Harshbarger. And Brady Wambach won 16 faceoffs and grabbed 11 ground balls. Behind 10 huge saves from Michael Gianfrancaro, the Heels rolled to a 14-12 victory. The Tar Heels are back in action Thursday night facing Duke in the ACC championships.
After a thrilling end to conference play, our men's lacrosse analyst Dylan Stalter is here to give his final grade on the 2025 regular season.
Julia, we've been calling UNC a lacrosse school all season, and the women's team wasn't the only one acing exams this year. Just one season after finishing last in the ACC, the men's lax team earned a share of the conference title. I'm going to be giving the guys an A- for their efforts so far. The Heels are in their 5th ranked win on Saturday against Syracuse, with Dom Petramala going full Petro Boomin with 6 goals, a domination we've seen all year from the sophomore. The defense has stepped up after losing Peter Tolman, and Gianfrancaro has made all the difference in net. With young guys contributing as well, Brevin Wilson, Caden Harshbarger are getting hot at the right time. They'll have a chance at some extra credit this weekend if they can take home the ACC championship.
Thanks, Dylan. UNC track and field athletes spread out across Penn, Charlotte, and Louisville this past weekend, posting strong performances at each meet. The relay teams made a statement at Penn, with Parker Wolf setting a meet record in the 5,000 meters, leading a Tar Heel sweep of the podium. Joe Sapone posted a personal best in the 1,500 meters, and the women's 4x800 relay team brought home a championship, breaking the school record.
Meanwhile, in Charlotte, the Heels went on quite the run with 4th place finishes in both the men's javelin by Bryce Krasmeyer and the women's 100-meter hurdles by Kalani Witherspoon. An impressive 400-meter hurdle performance by James Rivera would land him in 1st. And on the team front, the 4x400 relay would yield a 2nd place finish for both the men and women.
At Louisville, Tommy Kitchell won the men's shot put invitational, leading a trio of Tar Heels who all finished top 5. Kate Joyce opened strong in the women's javelin, claiming first with her very first throw, while Julia Moritis took 2nd. Julia, there's going to be some fresh faces on UNC men's basketball next season.
Absolutely right. Incoming freshman Caleb Wilson, a power forward standing at 6'9". He's already bringing a lot of buzz to Chapel Hill.
And from the portal, Virginia Tech transfer Jaden Young and Alabama transfer Jaron Stevenson are expected to make an immediate impact.
There's obviously a lot to be excited about, but how does it all come together? Let's toss it over to our men's basketball analyst Spencer Haskell to break it down and give his grade for the 2024-2025 season.
Thanks, Julie. That's exactly right. There is definitely a lot to be excited about next season for Carolina basketball. But as for this past season, I have the Heels with a less than stellar C- for their efforts. Now, it wasn't a total loss of a season. On the one hand, yes, they made a little bit of noise in the ACC tournament and they got into the big dance, but there are also way more negatives we can talk about too. They got swept by Duke. They didn't even win a real game in the ACC tournament. And then we were on the wrong side of way too many close games throughout the season. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, this is Carolina basketball, and what we saw this past season just is not acceptable. It is not the standard. Now, the good thing is, Jim Tanner and Hubert Davis have been working hard this offseason because Julia and Ashley, Carolina basketball cannot afford to have another season like this one.
I completely agree. Thanks, Spencer. Carolina is a magical place that keeps you coming back for more. Reporters Cameron Ely and Molly Malik caught up with one former UNC basketball star who played in the NBA and now has made a full circle return to Chapel Hill to spread his love for the game in new ways.
Tyler Zeller, originally from a small town in Indiana, had basketball in his DNA from a very early age.
Love for basketball is kind of a weird thing because I had an older brother. He was really good at basketball. He ended up going to Notre Dame. So through junior high, I was always Luke's little brother.
But Zeller would soon go on to make a name of his own.
I spent a lot of time at the gym and really just started to get better and better from there.
Zeller joined the Carolina Legacy in 2008 and went on to help the Tar Heels achieve great success, from earning multiple ACC honors to winning the most sought-after title of them all, a national championship.
You know, my freshman year, breaking my wrist, coming back and being a part of the national championship team was a fun ride.
Zeller's talent on the court helped him turn his dreams into reality as he went on to have an 8-year career in the NBA.
So Tyler made his mark at Carolina and continued his legacy at the pros. And although he may not be on the court anymore, Molly, what is Tyler up to now?
Cam, Tyler hasn't completely left basketball, nor has he left the Carolinas.
Zeller's expertise allowed him to enter a new role, coaching the next generation at Northwood High School in Pittsburgh.
I actually found I really liked the 5-on-5 and the dynamic of making transitions from certain defenses working or not working and running an offensive set. And if it works, what adjustments do you make? And I really enjoyed that part of it more than I thought I would.
After helping coach the team for 3 years, Zeller returned to UNC as an analyst for men's basketball to talk about what he knows best.
When Eric Montross got sick, they asked me to fill in for a couple of games year before this past one. And I really enjoyed it.
He says there's nothing like returning to a place you call home.
Being able to walk in an analyst role, like last year going to the Duke game at home, was really fun because I could actually sit there and just kind of look up and realize the amazingness of this place.
Tyler Zeller's story proves that once a Tar Heel, always a Tar Heel.
I'm Cameron Ely.
And I'm Molly Malik, reporting.
For a Tar Heel, there truly is no place like home. I'll be looking forward to seeing Zeller back in the Dean Dome next season.
Okay, Ashley, let's shift to the women's side. It was obviously a season full of ups and downs for Courtney Banghart's squad, but there were some big wins, some tough stretches, and definitely a lot of storylines.
Yeah, but like every week, there was something different brought to the table, big-time performances, injuries, tough conference battles. This team really had to grind. So looking back, how did the Tar Heels season stack up? Let's toss it over to our women's basketball analyst, Molly Malik, for the team's report card.
Ashley, on the season, I'm giving the team a B+. Now, the Tar Heels had wins against Florida State and Duke in the regular season, but nothing made me more excited than the fact that before the Duke away game, Carolina was undefeated on the road. However, both Alyssa Usby and Renaya Kelly were out due to injury, and the rest of the team couldn't get the job done. Even if we stop and say, hey, one loss, injuries, rival energy, the team still couldn't deliver in the next game against the Cavaliers, who were 15-14 on the season. And the season ender was disappointing to say the least, with the Tar Heels losing an 11-point lead in their first ever March Madness matchup against Duke. With all of this and an end-of-season average of almost 13 turnovers per game, the Heels couldn't get out of the B range.
A solid season with a disappointing end. Thanks, Molly. We're closing the book on basketball, but the story's not over yet. Baseball and softball are making their final push to postseason, and we have more analysts to give their final grades. Which teams are graduating with honors and who is headed to summer school? We'll be back after the break.
Lately, I've been absolutely craving this simple yet addictive recipe. I start with flour, sugar, and my smoothest vegetable glycerin. I whisk a bit, then I add some generous pumps of cleaner for its volatile organic compounds and some spritz of propylene glycol for extra sweetness. After mashing the dough, I choose my favorite food-grade flavoring and watch my creation come to life. Once it's smooth, I fold in my sharpest micro metals, making sure they spread into every crevice. Next, my tobacco. more mixing, and finally my secret ingredient, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons made from burning coal, gas, oil, and wood. Into the oven, and voila. It hits every time.
Welcome back to Sports Extra.
We have a lot to get into and a couple more grades to pass out.
But before we talk about grades, let's talk about a team that has found their stride. The Diamond Heels came to Pittsburgh swinging and made some serious noise in Game 1 against the Panthers. From the first pitch, Carolina's bats were on fire. The Tar Heels smashed ball after ball out of the park, with sophomores Gavin Gallagher and Luke Stevenson leading the charge. Senior Jake Knapp kept Pitt in check from the mound, and Walker McDuffie closed it out in style. When it was all said and done, Carolina crushed 7 home runs, rolled to a 15-5 win, and stretched their hot streak to 9 wins in the past 10 games.
In Game 2 on Saturday, Pitt put 4 runs before the 6th. Gavin Gallagher hit a home run to claw a run back for UNC in the 7th. Tyson Bass smashed a ball over the fence to cut the deficit in half in the 8th, but Pitt held strong and walked away with the win 4-2.
It was all Tar Heels on Sunday. Sophomore ace Jason DeCaro dominated on the mound, tossing 7 scoreless innings and scattering just 4 hits. Ryan Lynch finished it off, and the Carolina defense backed up the arms all day long. UNC slammed the door with a 6-0 shutout to secure the series. With the win, the Heels moved to 33-10 and are heating up just in time for the postseason push.
Let's toss it over to our baseball analyst, Nicholas Steed, to give his current grade on the 2025 season.
Thanks, Julia. The Diamond Heels are having an impressive season. Ranked number 8 in the nation, they've been outstanding overall. However, their 15-9 record in ACC play places them on the lower end of the A range. With standouts like Luke Stevenson, Hunter Stokely, Jackson Vanderbrate, and Jake Knapp, the Diamond Heels are well positioned for a strong postseason run. Their blend of experienced leadership and talented underclassmen gives them a real shot at making noise in both the ACC tournament and NCAA regionals. I know the season isn't over yet, but for what we've seen so far, I'm giving them a solid A-.
Thanks, Nick. Hopefully the A- holds out for the rest of the season.
UNC softball was on the road this weekend as they took on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Carly Myrtle got the Tar Heel offense rolling in the 4th inning with a single up the middle to score Sana Thompson and Kat Rodriguez. In the 6th, Raina Blackwell slammed one over the fence to extend the Tar Heels' lead to 4. Rodriguez knocked one into the outfield, sending Lexi Roberts and Alex Coleman home. The Heels took the first game 9-1.
In Game 2, Sana Thompson smashed the ball in the 3rd inning and enabled Lexi Roberts to score, giving the Tar Heels a 1-0 lead. In the 6th, Carly Myrtle launched the ball to outfield on a sacrifice fly to allow Alex Coleman to score. In the circle, Britton Rogers reigned supreme, striking out 6 batters and preventing any earned runs. She has a total of 62 strikeouts this year and helped Carolina secure the victory 2-1.
On Sunday, in the top of the 4th, Kat Rodriguez sent the ball to right field, and Lexi Roberts ran it in for a Rodriguez RBI. In the 7th, Grace Jackson drilled one out to center past the Notre Dame outfielders. Raina Blackwell and Reese Outlaw ran home, earning 2 RBIs for Jackson. In the field, UNC held Notre Dame to only 1 run and clinched the final game of the series 3-1 to get the sweep. Let's go to our softball analyst, Alden Archdeacon, for the end of the year rating. Alden.
Thanks, Ashley. After finishing last season with a losing record in ACC conference play and a 30-20 overall record, the expectations going into this year were not very high. But that being said, the Heels performed at a high level this year. They finished the season with a 39-14 overall record, and they ended the year on a 5-game win streak. They finished 4th in the ACC, 3 spots better than last year. A big reason why, Kenna Ray Dark, Kat Rodriguez, and Alex Coleman are veterans. The Heels still have the ACC tourney coming up, but regardless of what happens, I'm giving this team a B+ for the year. They exceeded a lot of expectations, and they still have a lot left to play for. And not only was Kenna Ray Dark a big success on the mound, So was sophomore pitcher Nikki Harris. Our very own Marilee 2 talks to the two about sharing the mound.
UNC softball is having a standout season, fueled by a dominant presence on the mound. At the heart of it all are pitchers Kenneray Dark and Nikki Harris.
Hi, I'm Kenneray Dark. I'm 20 years old. I'm a junior pitcher, and I've been playing softball for about 16 years.
I'm Nikki Harris. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a sophomore pitcher, and I've been playing softball for 12 years now.
As the heart of the defense, the pressure starts with them. Being a pitcher means being strong.
I'm a leader. I keep the team connected on the field. I bring the energy.
Staying focused.
I approach each game going and attacking batters and trying to support my teammates no matter what's happening.
And always adjusting.
When things aren't going my way in the circle, I pretty much take my glove off, turn around, I communicate with my infielders, and I take a deep breath.
Here at Anderson Stadium, amid the chaos, pitchers Kenneray and Nikki have to rely on each other in order to lead the team to success.
We support each other every single day, during practice, during off days, during games. We're always there for each other.
Their mutual support leads to standout moments this season, including Kenneray and Nikki's first no-hitter games.
I felt really awesome about that, especially seeing that it was my first one ever here in my Carolina career.
I had feelings that the people out here thought maybe I wouldn't be able to do exactly what I did, but I came out and I executed and I was able to do my job.
Kenneray and Nikki's dedication to this team is what has made the softball team so successful this year. There's more to come as regionals and the national championships happen soon, and we'll see how it plays out for the Heels. This is Marilee 2 reporting.
I'm excited to see how the two share the work in the upcoming tournament play.
Women's rowing hosted the Lake Wheeler Invitational this weekend in Raleigh. On day one, the Heels tallied 8 first-place finishes. In the 2v4, Carolina beat Virginia for the first time since 1998. They notched 5 first-place finishes, a clean sweep for the third round. The Heels finished 5th overall. Next up is the ACC Championship.
The men's golf team is rolling through the ACC Championship. After sweeping Wake Forest in the quarterfinals behind wins from Sihan Sandhu, Keaton Bowe, and David Ford, Carolina battled past Florida State 3-1 to reach the finals. Today, UNC has already hit the green against Virginia with the ACC title on the line.
Tar Heel alum and Chapel Hill native Ben Griffin is now a winner on the PGA Tour. Under immense pressure, Griffin made the shot of his career so far and drained this jaw-dropping birdie putt from 35 feet on the 17th hole. This stunning shot gave him and his partner Andrew Novak a 2-shot lead and ultimately secured the first win for either of them on the PGA Tour. Gymnastics analyst Kate McCullough is here with the highlights from a milestone-filled season for UNC Gymnastics.
Thanks, Ashley. The Tar Heels finished 7-8 overall and 2-4 in the ACC, but the record doesn't tell the whole story. They posted some of the highest scores in program history. The team advanced to the NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional, finishing 3rd in their semifinal. And Kaya Forbes was a solo vault competitor in the Gymnastics National Championships. It was a season full of milestones and outstanding performances as we saw Coach Dana Durante share ACC Co-Coach of the Year honors, Lali Dekanoidze win Specialist of the Year after an amazing 10 scored on the uneven bars, and JoJo Valahovic winning ACC Newcomer of the Year. Overall, I would have to give this team an A-. Maybe I'm an easy grader, but with so much progress, I think they deserve it.
A score well-deserved, I agree. Thanks, Kate. The men's and women's tennis team have both finished their seasons, but analyst Marilee 2 is here to give her season report.
Julia, the men's season concluded after the ACC tournament second round play with a 4-2 loss against Clemson, concluding their season 13-11. To be straight up, that's not a stellar record, and the expectations for the Tar Heel tennis team weren't high in the beginning. With that, they receive a C. Now, some may feel this is letting the team off too easy, but I saw how they played in the ACC tournament. They nearly beat Clemson. But on a higher note, the star-studded women's tennis team is making the honor roll. They finished the ACC regular season 11-1, won the ACC championship. 6 different players received all ACC selections, and Reese Brantmeyer won Player of the Year. On that note, they're heading into the NCAA tournament play ranked 5th in the nation, giving them an A+. And who knows, maybe we'll be making a new documentary about them this summer.
Thanks, Marilee. For one UNC superfan, the grades we're passing out don't matter. Rain or shine, win or lose, he shows up proving that true loyalty goes beyond the scoreboard. Kate McCullough has the story.
After retiring, UNC superfan Dennis Goss set himself a challenge this year: attend 200 Tar Heel games. Originally, his goal was just 100, but that was too easy for someone who's been a diehard fan for decades. Goss first cheered on Carolina in 1974 at age 14, watching a football game against Duke.
Personally, I love football game day because it's an all-day experience. You know, you get up early, get to a tailgate, then the game takes a pretty good time.
This year alone, Goss has attended all 28 sports UNC offers, and twice he went to 4 games in a single day. Every game, he takes notes in a small journal, capturing what stands out. Soon, it will hold 200 entries. He hopes to turn the notes into a book, something to share with family and friends. He is a member of the Chapel Hill Sports Club, Diamond Heels Club, and Rams Club, which he joined in 1982 after graduating from UNC.
I believe I have at least 100 t-shirts. I've got 100 hats. Recently, I've gotten a lot of baseball jerseys through the Diamond Heels Club. You know, I get one a year for that.
Being a super fan has its perks. In 2019, he sat next to Coach Dorrance at a baseball game. He's even met several of his favorite Tar Heels in person. His favorite game this year was watching the women's soccer team win a national title in Cary. He hit event number 200 on April 18th for the softball versus NC State game. And if someone ever breaks his record, Goss says he'd simply set a new one. I'm Kate McCullough, reporting.
Well, if you're a Sports Extra superfan, then we have something for you.
That's right. It's time for our last segment of Play of the Week this school year. We have an exciting countdown of the top 10 plays from this semester.
Coming in at number 10, it's Reese Brantmeyer's powerful serve that left her opponent completely stunned. The shot that sealed the women's tennis team's second straight ACC championship title.
Moving to number 9, Drake Powell takes a pass from Elliot Cadeau, and boom, he slams it over a Boston College player. What a dunk that had everyone talking.
And at number 8, Alyssa Utsby's quick reaction to a missed free throw from India Navarre was flawless. She gets the ball to Lexi Donarski, who finds Renaya Kelly for a deep three-pointer.
Next up, number 7, Lolly Dekanoidze wraps up her routine with that iconic double layout dismount at the national championship. A perfect Carolina stick to finish.
And at number 6, Drake Powell proves why he's one of the hottest stars in freshman basketball. He jabs past the Virginia defender and throws it down for a jaw-dropping dunk.
At number 5, it's Alex Madera turning a double play with a smooth move, stepping on second and launching the ball to first for the final out in the win against Duke.
Let's take it to number 4 on the countdown, and number 4 on the field, Caroline Godin with an insane behind-the-back goal against Clemson, helping her team secure an 18-5 victory.
Coming in at number 3, re-crowned Lolly Dekanoidze as the flipping queen of bars. She dominated her routine with a 9.95 and earned her third score over 9.9 in a row.
And at number 2, Ethan Strand sets history with the third fastest indoor mile of all time. He became the first college runner to break the 350 mark.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Number 1, it's Kane Kepley with an amazing home run robbery. Kepley leaped up to take a potential homer away from Texas Tech in a SportsCenter top 10 worthy play.
What a way to finish off our countdown. That's it for our top 10 plays of the semester.
And that does it for our final show in this final edition of Sports Extra.
This semester has been absolutely amazing. Ashley and I are so lucky to be able to do this. Thank you, Dr. T, and thank you, Sophia, behind the camera, for being the best. We're very proud of what we do.
And Julia, thanks for everything you've done as our executive producer. We could not do it without you. Sports Extra will be back next semester with an exciting new season of Carolina athletics.